So now have you been like rebuying throwbacks from Mitchell and Ness in sizes that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple. I tried to, with everything I was doing with the projects, it was kind of 90s themed, so I kind of tried to get some 90s players and some jerseys that were from the 90s. I've done that.
Who do you think are the ultimate 90s athletes? Like when you
of
think
course,
that's
Michael Jordan.
He's a good
Right.
one.
He's at the top of the totem pole, but the Magic Johnson, that era was in there. Even Bird, it was just it was a great level of talent within the NBA and within sports in that time. The 90s to me overall is just the golden era of everything pretty much.
Hip hop, basketball.
Yeah, it's just a great
Fashion.
time. Not to say, I don't want the the young guys to look at it like, oh, you hating on this generation, which I'm not. There's great things about this generation and stuff too, but it just and I think that it might get lost in transition too, because they'll look at their era as the golden era, even though it's really not, but they'll look at it because they're living in it too, and they think that maybe we feel like that because we grew up in that era.
But Fab, that probably is why we feel that way.
Not really, because there's still being Jordans sold today, which are from original releases of the 90s. There's still brands coming back from the 90s that are
still successful today.
Very true.
So,
but there's no doubt about it that where we were in our lives make us love things from the 90s even more.
Kids love. I think Jordans are bigger now than they were in the 90s
because
they were too expensive.
But what if you look outside of Jordan, right? Like, do you think musically? I mean, keep in mind, I'm obsessed. It's my favorite music of all time. But was the hip hop being made in the 90s actually better, or were
I think
we just
the quality
happier
of
people?
it, and we didn't do it. It wasn't really so much done for money. Even everybody now raps about this, all about the money. There's don't call me if it ain't about the money. There's, everything is so pushed towards the hustle where, there was artists making money at the time or talking about money, but there was so much diversity in hip hop too. There was gangster rap. There was, backpack rap. There was flashy, flossy rap. There was De La Soul kind of psychedelic rap. There was, it was all different kind of versions.
You're weird. You're an interesting guy though, because you have always sort of, with the exception of your quick ascension through mixtapes, you've always been pretty mainstream, but you've always also been really into hip hop.
Right.
But like, it's not like you've been mainstream since you came out. I mean, your first single was a hit. Mm-hmm. So you're sort of an anomaly in that sense.
But I come from mixtapes. So I always had a deeper root to mixtapes. And I think they've continued to be a platform for artists to just showcase their talent versus, when you putting out albums. When I put out albums, you have to keep the cash register ringing, and you have to make hit singles, and you have to do collaborations and have R&B hooks on. It's a business as well too, and it's radio, and but at the same time, I know my hip hop. I know where it comes from. I know what I grew up listening to. I knew how hip hop has evolved. I've seen through the 90s where artists have become bosses almost and had their own brands and had clothing lines and stuff like that. So I've seen the whole evolution of it, just even coming from that era too. Now it's just like pretty normal. Everybody comes out, next week they have a clothing line, next week they got a headphone. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's not even a move anymore. It's like part of what
Are they just going to keep being more fucking headphones? This thing never going to stop?
We walked in.
It's funny about the headphone thing too, because I was like, well, how many people can just say like they got the best headphones?
What is the difference between the fucking headphones?
Like, look, I got Meek's joints. Khaled's over here. We have Beats by Dre.
It's like,
take your pick.
Let me tell you
I'm sure if you ask them, they will give you a defined definition of why
what makes them better.
Right.
It's all bullshit. All right, that's what I tell you. The company who's gonna. By the way, I think Khaled's headphones are really good. I really like them. I like my Beats. They're just fine. I mean, listen, they all equally give me the same amount of money, zero.
What? Right.
And the thing is, the company that I think is going to make money in the headphones game is the company that comes out and says, "Hey guys, people sell you $450, $500 headphones. There's nothing worth it in headphones over like $150.
I was really shocked. I wasn't shocked by I was shocked by the inflation of how much people are paying for headphones.
Crazy.
I grew up with Kobe headphones for $20 and riding to school every day with those headphones, and they would break after a while, but
it
was $20 and maybe it went up to $30 at some point, but it felt like a reasonable number for you to have good sound. Now $400 is crazy.
I just want to put this out there right now.
You have kids, 15-year-olds, they want $400 headphones.
Those ones he's wearing, that I'm wearing, these are in the 400
300,
range,
yeah,
350,
at least $299.
How much are these? Do you know?
I don't know how much those are, but I know the
300,
and I know those Khaleds are in the 400 range.
And now that it's not even expensive. It's like that's the norm.
Right.
So here's what I'm saying. I want to tell you, Koss, whatever companies out there that want, like, Koss makes a great low end. They look like our old headphones, except they fold up, like they have the metal shit. I want to get down with a headphone company that says we don't sell $400 headphones. We sell really good $50 headphones. Because I think it's ridiculous that it's sort of expected now that kids, you kind of look like a chump if you don't have
if your headphones
right,
not
because it became the cool thing. It's cool for you to have.
They're not different.
But I disagree with you.
Which
I want to be. I want to be a part of the $400 headphones.
Yeah, that's the difference. And that's why you're successful and I'm a failure.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I just roll with. That's why I've been around this long.
Will you be coming out with your line of headphones?
I have no headphones in the works.
What are you doing, man? You got to get
your
headphones.
Get
your life.
I'm just a little late on the ball. I think some other people are too, but I'm just a little late on the ball.
We'll keep waiting. Everyone keep waiting for Fabolous headphones.
Yeah.
So you're dropping a tape on Christmas.
It's actually like
an album.
It's a full-fledged project that we are dropping on iTunes. Yeah, I dropped mixtapes in the past, so I think that's why it's a lot of confusion whether it's a mixtape or an album.
Are any of the songs from the last mixtape on this album?
There is a redone version of Young OG on this album where I put an extra verse to it, and it starts with the verse from the.
But no La Marina All Summer.
Nah, that's not.
No.
Was that ever for sale?
I don't think so.
Because you sort of stumbled on a smash with that song.
Not
pretty
really.
big record.
I kind of do those on purpose.
You knew that was going to be.
I thought it was a good record. You know what's funny? One of the guys, when we were working on it, one of the guys that was involved in the process, he was like, "I don't think we should put that record on the tape. I think it's too like kiddie or fun." I'm like, "Yo, you're bugging. First of all, it's urgent and it needs to be it's gospel. People need to speak on this bartender epidemic that has hit our New York City clubs, and
people
it needs to be
La
spoken
Marina
on.
like it was church,
right? And
every
La Marina
Sunday.
was just such a, and it was a thought activity, but it was we all were thoughts. We all enjoyed being a thought for the moment of going to La Marina. So people caught offense, like what I mean. But I was a thought too. I was in La Marina before.
But you really did take the term thought to a different level.
I mean, I didn't. I just spoke on it.
You had random bartender friends come up to you and be like, "What is this?"
No, I think they just low key was like, "You trying to call me a thought?"
Yes.
Yes, I mean, I did.
And like the guest spot bartending thing is so nuts. There's flyers of like, look, I'm a hot chick with big tits. I'll be at this bar.
In a onesie.
It's a hustle. So at the end of the day, I get it. You know what I'm saying? It just gets out of hand a little bit.
I like that you said it's an urgent situation that needed to be dealt with.
Yeah.
You were like, put a rush on this. The people need this. Get Mayor de Blasio on the phone.
It's like when something happens and like, your regularly scheduled programming gets interrupted and the president walks out. Like that's
you wanted a TV special.
I wanted a press conference from the White House. We
like
weren't able to make that happen, but we did.
Tonight's episode of So and So will not be seen for the following news presentation. And then Fab walks out and is like, "We need to talk about thoughts. They're out of control." Now,
did Ebro stand us up?
Why, are you bored? Are you bored talking?
No, I just was trying to be.
This
clear.
is the podcast.
No,
it's kind of fun because we can talk
He's
about
supposed
whatever.
to be. He has
trying
till
to
2
see
minutes.
if I wore this Raider jacket for nothing.
No. You have another 2 minutes till Ebro gets here.
Yeah.
What do you think Ebro's going to bombard Fab with? What's going to be like his troll? He's going to say something trolly to him. What will his troll angle be? I don't know.
I just roll right off a troll angles, like roll right over them like speed bumps.
You roll right over a troll?
Like speed bumps, man.
Speaking of something that would seem like a trolling angle, but it's not. It's actually quite the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that I spent some time with your baby. I don't know what your relationship is. Is Emily your baby mom's? You guys
I mean, she could fall in that category.
She's your home, but she's like your people also, right? Aren't you guys good?
I mean,
Is she? Are you guys in? relationship? Is she your girlfriend? Is she your girl?
All right, it's getting weird now.
See, yeah, I wasn't gonna ask that. I wasn't gonna ask that.
Okay,
But
fine.
she's definitely
no
title.
She's in your life.
That's my lady.
Family.
Right. Okay, she's your
Family.
Anyways, did I tell you that I hung out with her in LA once? She's a fucking character. That one. I like Emily a lot. Yeah, she was a hoot. I was with her and Amber.
She's a hoot.
She's a hoot. She's fucking funny, man.
All right, what this about to roll into?
She was a cool. No, there's no follow up. And then what I saw was nothing. Yeah. I just thought she was cool. I never met because I'd only heard about her. But I didn't watch. Y'all were on one of the TV shows, right?
I wasn't on. She was on.
She was on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know it from that. So for me, it was just like, yo, this is Fab's girl.
Right.
I didn't have any preconceived, TV bullshit with her. But she was a cool chick, man.
You always have these amazing parties. You had a Boardwalk Empire themed birthday party, right?
No, I had a.
But what was it?
Gatsby. The Fabs.
Wasn't
the
it
great
Wasn't
Fabs.
Wasn't it that
invited.
one? Yeah, I have that in common also. I still wasn't at that one either.
No, honestly.
I didn't get the invite to that one.
No.
Either? Yo, what? We have to get better mailing addresses for them. Like,
No, you don't have anyone. There's no mail. Let me see what. I'll tell you what. I probably have 9 numbers for you, none of which were. I don't think I've ever called a number or email address of yours that's actually worked.
Who comes up with these themes? Because you seem to have the most amazing parties.
I come up with all kind. I just sit at home and come up with ways to celebrate myself in great fashion.
Ask him how many of those things in that phone are right. Answer honestly. How many things in that phone?
I'm just going to show it, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah. How many of those things are actually right, Fab? How many of those could actually get you?
Nope.
Is this an iPhone 2 or something? What is it?
Yo, I get an upgrade this week, man. Chill. Yo. I told you I want to work with the cheap headphone company and I want to work with the iPhone 5, not the iPhone 6.
Yo, like when I even felt it, I'm like, is this an iPod or something? What is this? But none of this information looks legit, but it's an old phone with old information.
No, listen, that has nothing to do with it. The oldness of my phone.
I think you can't put new numbers. You can't put the iPhone 6 number in the iPhone 3.
It's not a 3, dude. That's a 5S.
You can't do it.
That's a 5S.
Nah,
it's not that old.
You just killed
I'm
me
sorry,
right
Fab.
now.
I don't just cater to whatever Apple tells me to buy. When Fab goes running out to the store, sends his assistant out to the store the next day.
I mean, you kind of do need a new phone.
I'm getting one when I'm not paying for it without the upgrade. I'm sorry. Fab is rich. He's got, he's still selling records. Can't deny he's still selling on.
What's funny is there's
iTunes.
a number in here that never was my number. I don't even know what number that is.
So why'd you give me that?
A Fugazi
I've
number.
never gave
That means you gave me a Fugazi number. It's
I've
been
never
sitting.
gave you that
So
number.
I have 4 things in
You
there.
got like Fab Five Freddy's number or something stat under my like that's.
So
never
I have
been my
2.
number.
I have 2 phone numbers and 2 email addresses. None of them are good.
You got a BlackBerry.net email in.
Is that bad? Yeah, no. The one I have for him is a BlackBerry.
But why wouldn't you delete that? You know that's not.
Well, what if he's still committed to BlackBerry?
Because he never calls me.
I gotta be honest.
This is one of these contacts you just have in your phone that you've never called anybody before.
I gotta be
in
honest.
your life.
I've only reached out to him maybe like one time. I've never really bothered him before.
We have cordial talks when they see each other, but I've never
reached out.
Well, maybe this is the reason we're not getting these
even when this number or emails was legit. I've never got a contact. He's never hit me for anything.
It's true. I've never bothered him. I don't think. I forgot when you gave me the jerseys for the party. I think that was the one time I saw you and you just did it. You were very cool. I like Fab. I gotta say, Fab is one of the more laid back, cooler New York dudes around. Like you don't seem to trip off very much.
I mean, I only trip when it's a need to trip. I think certain people are a lot more sensitive than I am on certain things, and I do have a sensitivity towards, I like to be respected. I like to treat people as, I treat people with respect, so I expect the same treatment, and I think that's how you should move as a human being, not even just, an artist or.
My God, you're like Stevie Wonder. You're like giving us this is like a speech of how society should conduct themselves.
Real shit.
But people do respect you. Like no one really comes out of their mouth at you though. You don't really breathe that energy.
I don't put it out there, so I don't expect to get that in return. So only times that I have.
Does Fab have a known beef in rap history? Is there a known Fab rap beef?
There's been little tiffs, but there's never been
nothing serious.
Nobody's got shot outside of Hot 97.
No, thankfully not. And I'm not saying this is going to sound again like a troll. It's not. Are you and Clue still? You guys are always been on good terms, right?
Yep.
So there's never been a fallout. That sort of
Not
obligatory thing that happens with the first person. Never happened.
That never really happened. I mean, we've had disagreements about things, but we've never had a like I guess of recent, like a Birdman, Lil Wayne kind of.
You never had an EPMD? No one got tied up in someone's house or anything like that?
Nah.
It's a shame when that happened. It's my favorite, by the way, of all the crazy rap beef stories and getting back together. The fact that EPMD had like a kidnapping and like duct taping and like
God.
Who got
craziness.
kidnapped and duct taped?
I can't ever remember which way it went, okay? But I know that they're fine now. Which is like, and I've
That's
asked
kind
them.
of hard to come back from.
Yeah, I
I
don't know how
know.
fine I would
If
be
somebody
if you...
duct taped my mouth and kidnapped me, I don't know if we could be cool
I
after
just
that.
imagine in the chair with like rope and like.
You know what? The duct tape, I may have made up the duct tape
Okay.
part, but there was like a run up in someone's house. There was a run up in the house situation, and they recovered.
And it was a kidnapping though? Like somebody was
I could've-
physically removed and took him?
I could have added the kidnapping
Oh,
part as well.
God.
But
This
the thing
story
is,
is getting more fraudulent as it goes on, man.
but there was a breaking and entering. That part's a fact. Someone went into someone's house.
Was it a breaking and entering,
Or did
or
someone just
somebody
ring the
left the door open? Somebody left the
Did they
door
get
open and they
buzzed in,
walked in
Rosenberg?
like yo, anybody home? And by
right,
the time
all right.
it got to you, it
What I
was
was
a
gonna say was-
kidnapping.
Eric and Parrish have been to each other's house. That's all I'm willing. That's all I'm to say. Is there any dream collaboration out there for you that you have not done yet?
Two, I guess Eminem and Nas. I think me and Nas might have. I don't even know if we might have been on a
Like
a
you got
song,
put
a
on the
feature.
same-
Yeah, but
right.
I mean like an actual.
But you
know.
guys have to know each other by now, right?
Yeah, me and Nas are cool, man. Chop it up, everything.
Have you never made the official ask?
No, I mean for me, it's built off of even on my collaborations. Most of the time, especially from my side, it's built off a relationship, and the right timing or the right record. So that's where it's been with Nas. It's just finding the right joint and finding the right song. Because I even believe that collaboration, you want to hear it in the right.
But that could be,
terms.
let's be honest, that could be a major collaboration. If you and Nas did a record, that's like a Hot 97 smash without even listening to it.
Right. That's a great record for New York, for hip hop in general. So I think it just needs to be the right record. It's not a record you just kind of throw together like, yo, I'm gonna send you this in the email, and it's like some down south beat with somebody auto tune singing.
No,
on
that
it.
has to be.
You know what I mean? It has to be
a
the
thing.
right record.
Who's featured in the Young OG project?
Chris Brown. A new guy by the name of Fabolous is on there. Trey Songz and Nicki Minaj. Oh, actually, wait a minute. That song didn't get cleared yet, so
So it may or may not be there.
It's we may do a later physical copy. So
It's digital only to start.
yeah, it
Got
starts off for
It's
Christmas
Trey
Day.
Songz
That's the
and
only
Nicki on
way.
the same song.
Yep.
Okay.
That song has them both on there. Who else is on the project? Why would my mind draw a blank at this point? French Montana.
Frenchie.
Shout out to French Montana, another New York guy holding it down. I used a lot of new guys too, because since I was fusing 2014 with the 90s, I kind of wanted to bring their sound into a 90s sound. So like me and Chris Brown's song is Uchi Wally done over. But
Literally Uchiwa? Like you took the beat, you flipped the beat?
yeah, some of the joints are flips. Some of them are just inspired by. Some of them have like an excerpt from a 90s song.
I hope it's better than Uchiwali. I'm not. I know that sounds crazy. Everyone hates me. I'm not an Uchiwali fan.
I hate you.
Yeah.
I was offended by Uchiwali. I was like, ugh, it sounds like a. It sounds
I don't
like
think
a
that's your
gang rape.
type of. I don't think that's your type of joint.
It's not my type of joint.
That's
I
all
agree.
you gotta say.
That beat is crazy though. You can't front on it.
It is. It's a crazy sample. I do. I love the sample, but like, little
Put a young thing, go around your neck with my tongue.
No,
ring,
they're talking.
ding,
No,
Just not- but you know the lyrics though.
I do. I was like, I don't need to hear about Nas' security guard getting a blowjob. Like, I'm just good on that. What about your man?
I never thought about it that way.
What about?
I don't think like that.
What about? That's what it was. What about your homie from Ohio?
Molly.
What? Yeah. What
He's
about
done a
Molly
lot
the
of
Martian?
production. He actually produced Lituation. He produced Lituation. He produced. My mind is just blank on all the. You know what? Let me pull it up on my.
But
phone.
real quick, tell people a little bit about Molly the Martian. 'Cause this guy's
Molly is a
Who's that?
guy from Toledo, Ohio, that was introduced to me through my brother Paul Kane, and because my brother actually, this is a story that's gonna go all kind of ways. My brother moved to Ohio for like 2 years. He lived with his father in Ohio, and I guess met Molly somewhere in that time. And Molly was a guy who was doing music, and he kind of like picked up his bags and came to New York some like I'm gonna pursue the music thing, and got connected to me, and you know, stayed down and worked within us, like, you know, did whatever he had to do, you know, presented beats, did whatever, you know what I'm saying, just in-house whatever, and to the point where he, you know, started doing production for me and worked on the mixtapes. And one thing I like doing I like working with new talent as well, because it's like opening the door, so to say, you know what I'm saying. I haven't started a record label and had other artists, but I have, you know, given a lot of opportunity to up-and-coming artists and producers. So that's what place he fell in. And now he's, you know, kind of work with us. He's within my team, you know, kind of like my music director, but also still does production. And it's a great story that, you know, somebody can come from a small town, Ohio, and come to New York and, you know, make a name for himself. And
he's gonna and he's a dope MC himself.
Yeah, he also spits himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's even almost put that on the back burner to kind of produce, you know, to produce and be what it needs to be for me, and which is another, you know, a selfless thing that a lot of people won't do in this generation as well.
No, absolutely.
And I also, you know, like that, given the opportunity for when these projects come around, that, you know, these are guys that I work with on a mixtape, and you know, they might have worked for free in that thing and put in long hours, but then when you get the chance, when an album come, you get, all right, now, you know what I mean, show and improve, you know, you get a chance to be a part of something that will get you a check and will